Going to be looking at some compound interest problems here. If you would, push pause and copy down all that stuff in blue. That's going to be all the stuff that we're going to need to know plugging stuff in. So we've got the total amount after interest is earned. That's going to be A. That's going to be our final amount that we're looking at. After so many years, we're going to have this amount of money. Principal, not principal, but principal. It's going to be whatever you start with, whatever you're going to deposit into a bank account, getting so much interest. Interest rate, that's going to be written as a decimal. So if it says 5%, we're going to write it as 0.05. If it's 9%, 0.09. If it's 2.5%, we're going to write that as 0.025. Number of times per year that interest is compounded. So if it's monthly, we're going to put a 12 down there. If it's quarterly, we're going to put a 4 down there. And if it's annually, we're going to put a 1 down there. We'll talk about that in just a second. Time in years, so however many years we're going to invest this money. Push pause. Copy that down. Oh, that number of times per year that interest is compounded. I was like, something didn't look funny. It didn't look right over there. Scribble that down. Same kind of stuff, different way of writing it. Annually. How many times a year is annually going to occur? That would be once a year. Semi-annually would be twice a year. Quarterly would be 4 times a year. Monthly would be 12 times a year. And weekly would be 52 times a year. An amount of $2,500 is deposited into a bank account that pays 3% interest compounded annually. So annually is a key word there. That means we're going to put a 1 in for the N right there. Annually. That's how many times a year we're going to do that. 3%, I can rewrite that as 0.03. And if there are no withdrawals or deposits, what will be the balance of the account after 8 years? So I've got this formula. I've got this A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the N times T. And what will be the balance after so many years? So we're looking for our final balance. We're looking for A there. It says that we're depositing or we're starting with $2,500 at a rate of 3%. I'm going to write that as a decimal right here. And then N is how many times a year are you compounding that thing? It said annually, so that's 1. And then how many times, how many years? That would be 8 years. And you'd punch all that into your calculator, and I think you're going to get 3166.93. So that would be your final balance after 8 years. Next one, it's a different dollar amount, different percentage, and it's a different how many times we're compounding this thing. We're doing this semi-annually, so that means it'll happen twice a year. An amount of $1,900 is deposited, so that would be the principal, $1,900. And it pays 5% interest, so that's 0.05. And semi-annually is twice a year. Put that there and there. Those are always the same number. And how many years? It would be 4. And I would punch all that into my calculator, and it would give me $2,314.97. Next, once again, just changing numbers and changing one key word right here. This one is quarterly. That's going to be 4 times a year. So I'm depositing $975 into a bank account that pays 2.5%. So 2% would be 0.02. And then 2.5, I'll just add the 5 at the end there. So I've got 0.025. Quarterly means 4. So I'll have 4 times after 7 years. And I'd punch all that into my calculator, and it would give me 1160.83, I believe. Next, compounded monthly. Magic number for monthly, 12. Depositing $1,900 and 4%, that's 0.04. Monthly is 12, that goes right there, and it goes up there for 5 years. Punch it into your calculator, 2319.89. Hopefully that is correct. Last one, weekly. $50, 2.5. So 2.5 would be 0.02. That'd be 2%, and then 2.5% would be a 5 over there. Move your decimal. We are depositing $50, and we're getting a 2.5% interest rate. That is a 2. And weekly would be 52. And for 4 years. Punch it all into your calculator, and I think we've got $55 and 26 cents.